We want to thank everybody for coming out today. And we would like to welcome you to our press conference today. I'm going to introduce the two gentlemen to my right up on the dais. Of course, the president of basketball operations, the Warriors general manager. Actually, that's NBA champion Golden State Warriors, Bob Myers. And the gentleman immediately to my right, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. He was a Duck, he's now a Warrior, Jordan Bell. My name is Tim Roy, and I'm the voice of the Golden State Warriors. We want to thank everybody who's watching on NBC Sports Bay Area, on Warriors.com, on our flagship station, 95.7 The Game, Dubs Radio. Thank you for listening, and we get to know a little bit about Jordan. We're going to have both these guys speak for a moment. I'm going to ask them a couple of questions to the members of the gathered press. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We have people standing on the wings with microphones, and they will get it to you. And then, of course, we will end with a photo opportunity for everybody with cameras, and then you'll have a chance to come up and talk to Jordan in a media session as well. First up, Bob, tell me a little bit about last night and why was it so important for the Warriors to make this move at 38, which seems to be a popular number in your draft review?
We only pick players at 38. No, if he could be as good as Patrick was for us, that would be fantastic. But we had Jordan ranked higher than 38, and so without having a pick, we didn't have any definitive way of getting there. And so we basically started calling all the teams from 31 down and working on trades and offering things and in the hopes of getting Jordan. And fortunately for us, I know it was stressful for you, but for us, he got to 38. We were in contact with Mike Teller and his agents, and they were great. So, we try to draft guys that help us win. It's pretty simple. I saw Jordan playing in Maui. Everybody that watched any of the tournaments saw that. So we're familiar with him. But Joe Lacob doesn't like to sit and just watch the draft happen. We have to, there's a kind of a mandate to do something. And in this case, it was something that we think was really good in getting a guy like Jordan.
Well, you mentioned Michael Tellem. He is down here, Jordan's agent, along with his girlfriend, Carissa West. We thank them for coming out today, and great to have you guys here inside this beautiful facility, which is, of course, housing the defending champions. And how does that sound to you, Jordan, that you're coming to the defending NBA champions?
It's definitely a blessing. This is the best situation I can have with me joining a great team like this. Being able to learn from all the players, Steph, Clay, and Draymond. I try to emulate my game out there. It's the best thing.
I think last night I saw your tweet right after the announcement of the trade. You said, "Let's go, Steph." Is that you?
No, I didn't tweet.
Oh, you didn't tweet? Okay. Somebody did that for you. Somebody did. Yeah.
Steph texted me after the pick. He was excited. So
Oh, cool.
I don't think he tweeted. I don't have Twitter, but he texted me.
So if you have a question for either one of these guys, please raise your hand. We'll get you a microphone as we go along. I've got a couple of more questions. And Jordan, tell me a little bit. You were talking to someone here in the Bay Area who has never seen you play. Describe your game.
I'm just a hard worker. I call myself the glue guy. I'm doing all the little things on the floor to help the team win. Rebounding, diving on the floor for loose balls, blocking shots, guarding the best player, whatever, any tacticals, whatever it is to help the team win. I'm trying to do.
So if you have a question, I think we have a, please identify yourself and your place of business. So you get your mic up here. And for Anthony.
There was a video that kind of served to learning the news last night. Just take pictures of all with your family, where it sounded like you thought you were Bulls for a little bit, and then you announced that everyone that it was.
Yeah, so I was in the garage with my high school coach and my college coach, and Mike called me and let me know exactly what was going on. He told me I was going to the Warriors. I didn't know we had the 38th pick at the time. He just told me 38, like my name's going to be called. So I tried to play it cool. Like when I was talking, I was mad. Obviously, people had me going a lot higher, so I tried to keep that demeanor. Like I was really mad, disappointed. I sat down on the meeting, look on my face, and then once the commercial came on, they already had to make the announcement. So I got up, yelled, screamed. I was screaming because I knew I was coming here. Everybody was screaming because my name finally got called. But after everybody settled down, tried to like calm everybody down. I was like, look, like got some better news. Like we're going to the Warriors, defending champions. So once I said that, people got even happier, and that night it was just great.
I think Monty has a question.
Monty Poole, NBC Sports Bay Area. Jordan, when you guys made the tournament last year, we saw how you played. Obviously, you played very well. But did your mindset change when you got on the big stage? Because some guys, embrace that situation. And just take us through what you were going through mentally and physically during the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, me definitely. I always think I play my best basketball when the moment's the brightest. And then us losing Chris, where his torn ACL, definitely everybody knew he had to step up. But I definitely tried to put the team on my back. Understand I have to do what I do regularly, plus what Chris normally does. So I tried to just do whatever, like literally do whatever the team needed to win. Blocking shots, rebounding, like that was my main focus coming in this defense. Because I knew Tyler and Dylan would take care of the offense, so I knew if I anchored the defensive end, just handled that side of the court, I knew we would win. So I tried to just play my hardest on that side of the floor.
We got right here in the third row.
Jordan, JD McCauley from AP. I saw both your games in Sacramento, covering those tournament games, and you guys seem to be a team that had a lot of fun together and close-knit. And what does that mean to you to come to a team like the Warriors that has, a pretty fun time and a team that likes to hang out together, and also for you staying on the West Coast and just being close to your family and friends?
Definitely staying on the West Coast is great for me. Like, I'm not too close to home, but I'm still close enough, like a 45-minute flight. So, and then the weather obviously was enjoy that. And then the way, I think we tried to play like the Warriors this year. Everybody was super fun. We all hung out with each other outside of basketball like the whole time. We're all roommates, living in the same apartments. And I think the way the Warriors play, like we all gave up our egos because we were just trying to win. Like obviously, Tyler could go for 20, average 20 on the other team. Dylan in this case, anybody on our team that goes somewhere and average 20 points. But we all gave up a certain part of us just for the better of the team, help us win. The Warriors do the exact same thing with adding Kevin Durant this year. I think giving up their egos, understanding like the championship is way more important than stats at the end of the day.
We have a question, Ron.
Ron Krejci from the San Francisco Chronicle. You mentioned you emulated Draymond. What are sort of the roots of that? How did that start, and what about him have you tried to duplicate, I guess?
I just love his toughness, and then the chip he plays with on the shoulder. Coming in, people kind of like me saying he's undersized, they don't know the position he plays, too small, not athletic enough. Like little things people say about me, I can't shoot, things like that. So he just plays with that chip on the shoulder, and I just love his aggressiveness on offense and defense. Defensively, just anchoring the defense, guarding every position, 1 through 5, switching, talking, being the heart and soul of the defensive end for the Warriors, and offensively, understanding the kind of players he has around him, getting them more shots, rebounding, kicking it back out to Kevin, setting really good screens for Steph, getting them open, Clay, everything like that. So he's just a real team player, and that's exactly the kind of person I try to be.
How much can you learn from him?
I can learn a lot from him, obviously, especially at this age right now, with the way he's playing. I think if I just keep watching him, pick his brain, I got my locker next to him, so that's good for me. After practice every day, I try to get something out of him. And on the court, just having to guard him, like learning little intangibles, things like that. Like just little things I can learn from him. And also, Andre Iguodala is one of my favorite players of all time. Just a guy who does everything, kind of like Draymond. So definitely just picking all their brains, just learning as much as I can from everybody on the team.
Bob, listening to Jordan talk, I'm struck by his answers, and culture and chemistry have been two words that have been used a lot in describing this organization. How did that factor in going after Jordan Bell?
Well, if you watch basketball, which I think everybody here does, you see that Jordan, I think first and foremost, loves to play basketball. And that sometimes gets overlooked in our jobs, is just a passion for what we do. And, a lot of how he plays, whether it's blocking a shot, finishing a play, running the floor, being there for his teammates, that's the type of people that ultimately lead to winning championships. We want as many of those people as we can get. And to be honest, not everyone is like that. Those people are hard to find in any walk of life. So when you see somebody like Jordan that clearly exhibits those things, that just shine through the way he plays and his demeanor, you see a great teammate. You see somebody that cares about winning, and then hopefully putting him in the mix with our guys who feel the same way and think the same way. It amplifies us. It makes us better. Draymond will be a fun challenge for you. Draymond texted me after I was driving home, and he said, "What the?" and then expletive is your problem to me, so you can fill in the blank. And then he said, "I have to hear about this expletive on the internet. You didn't expletive tell me about it." So I couldn't text and drive. So I called him and I said, "Okay, all right, calm down." And he said, "I need his number. I need to talk to him." And so I gave it to Draymond. And I don't know what he said to you, he can tell everybody else, but he's kind of like he's like our team mom in a way, you know? He's the one that you have to kind of get through him, and you're gonna love playing with him because, you know, to be honest, with Draymond it's about respect. And I'm sure without even, just by watching you, that's what you earn with him. But that's the type of team we have, but we feel like that's who you are too. So we're excited. I mean, our draft room was thrilled, and it was nice to see that you were too. Tim knows this, he's worked for us for a long time. There was an era where you might have been screaming out of a different emotion than joy, hearing that the Bulls and the Warriors. So we're happy that you were happy.
Right here, second row.
CJ Peterson, SFA. A lot's been made of your, defensive capabilities, but what do you think you can bring to the table as far as on the offensive side of the floor, considering this team is already historically offensively great?
I think I can bring the kind of feel like Tristan Thompson has. Like obviously with Kevin, Steph, Clay, Draymond, like they're obviously gonna get all the shots all the time. I'm totally fine with that. So I think offensively, the thing I can do for them is get them more shots, getting more offensive rebounds, setting good screens, really getting them open, finishing at the rim, make people have to really guard the pick and roll. So I think offensively, just trying to find my spot with how they play.
Over here on the left.
Jacob Palmer, San Francisco Examiner. It sounds like, between the video of you celebrating last night, it sounds like you talking about your place in the offense and defense, that you thought a lot about it. But do you find yourself, daydreaming about being on this team? And was that happening maybe even before the draft?
No, I kind of think Warriors would be an option for me. Like I knew they wanted me, but like I said, I didn't think I wouldn't think I'd slip that far in the draft. So I knew there was no way they were getting into the first round. So my mindset was like any of the teams from 20 to 30, and then trades start happening, and people start going ahead of me. So as I started slipping back, Mike was calling me. He was like, "Yeah, there's a chance you can go to the Warriors," and I was like I'm mad, but I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. Like, let me know what happens." And then, like I said, once I got that call, he was like, "Yo, like you're gonna have to leave LA and go to the Bay Area." I was started screaming, yelling. I was in the garage. Me and my coach just hugging and just ecstatic about the whole situation.
Anthony Snyder, Jordan. First things first, what did Draymond say to you?
So he FaceTimed me, and obviously I didn't have his number, and I was with my friends celebrating, and I texted the number, and I was like, "Who is this?" And then he didn't reply, so I called the number, and I was like, "Yo, who is this?" And then he was like, "Yo, I FaceTime you. Hang up right now. FaceTime me back. Don't call me." So I was like, "All right." So I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So I hung up and I FaceTime him. He didn't answer, and I was like, "All right." So then I was like, I should wait like a couple seconds, and I waited like 5 seconds. I called him back FaceTime, and he answered, and he was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Yo, what's up, man?" Blah blah blah. We just started talking about it. He was like, "Yo, enjoy this night. Celebrate, it only happens once, but after this night, like we have to get back to work. Like we're trying to get rings over here, so be ready for it."
And then other than that, what other relationships do you have any relationships with any other players on the team? And who else has reached out since you got drafted?
Kevin Durant texted me today. Coach Kerr called me today and yesterday. Other than that, I played against Kevin Durant and Drew League one time. So
How'd that go?
he gave us like 56, I think. So. We won though, but
Steve Vinker with KCBS. Did you watch any of the NBA playoffs? And if you did and you watched the Warriors, had you seen professional basketball like this before? What did you think about it? And did you fantasize at all playing for this team?
yeah, I definitely watched it, every single game I was able to watch. It's funny, I was actually working out for the the San Antonio Spurs, and they played the Warriors, so I went to the game there and got to kind of see it live, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. Seeing it live is way totally different than seeing it on TV. So just seeing them live, I was like, yo, I would feel so good with this team. Like, they love playing basketball, they run, they move, they're so unselfish. I was like, I would feel so good on this team. And just watching, I was like, just amazed, like how good they are.
Jordan, if you weren't playing basketball, did you ever think about what you would be doing with your life if you weren't playing basketball? I read some interesting stuff about just your background and how you fell into basketball and what it's done for you.
Yeah, so, me personally, if I wasn't playing basketball, I most likely would have stuck with football because that's what I started playing through my whole life. So I was definitely doing something athletic, just grew up doing that.
What position of football?
Position, I played receiver and defensive end. So definitely have the toughness with the defensive end, trying to hit people, get the quarterback, and offensively just finessing people with footwork, things like that. I think that's the reason I move so well at my size.
And what role did your coach at Long Beach Poly play in you getting to this point?
He was there every step of the way. He was supposed to come here today, but he already had a vacation plan. But he's, since right after college, after high school, was there with me in college, calling and texting me about life, basketball, and then throughout this whole process, like helping me choose Mike and Aaron, agents, like meeting up with them, and then during the season, like keeping all the outside noise away from me, letting me just focus on basketball and things like that.
Katie?
Jordan, seeing how the Warriors use so many different guys, and one night it might be McGee off the bench, or Livingston, or Ian Clark, or Andre, how encouraged, or Patrick McCaw, as Bob mentioned, how encouraging is that to see the way they operate, that you can come in and make an immediate impact as a rookie?
Yeah, definitely. I think seeing like how they use the young players, how everybody on the team plays a lot. I think that's definitely gives motivation. Like I know I'm going to get on the floor to see some type of time, and whether like you say any kind of game, it might change, might be a lot, maybe a little, but I think the way they play their players, everybody gets a shot to show what they can do, and definitely add up to more minutes every year.
Ron?
What does it say? When a team drafts a player, usually the focus is on his offensive game and the numbers he put up. And here's a guy who was defensive player there in the Pac-12, and it seems like that's his leading skill. No disrespect to his offense, but what does that say about what you were looking for and sort of about the makeup of your team, which obviously is so effective offensively? Was that sort of a point of emphasis for you as you looked for a player?
It is probably Jordan's strength, I'd say, but we don't want to limit that. And I can see games where he scores a lot of points for us. It's in his position, because of the other guys that we have out there, there's going to be some nights where he's got some easy opportunities. But mostly what we see, Ron, or what we saw, what we think, is that if you're out on a basketball court and you're playing against Jordan Bell, that's going to be a problem. That's all we're looking at. And we're glad he's on our side, because just the force with which he plays, the energy with which he plays, I don't really worry as much about, people credit a guy like Draymond Green for his defense, but, when you're in this and you're trying to build something, you're trying to build a group of people that do one thing, and that's move towards winning. And his college team obviously did that. It's not a coincidence that his team was great in the Pac-12 and great in the NCAA tournament. You put guys like him and the teammates he credited, and have a great coach like Dana Altman. Good things will happen. So we don't miss that. We didn't miss that. It's hard to miss that with Jordan, but defense is half the game. Sometimes people forget about that. And we take pride in defense. It started with, Mark Jackson, his staff 4 or 5 years ago, and Steve's continued it, but you don't win championships without defense. So I would say Jordan does that well, and he's going to get better at that, but also offense, I'm sure you would sit here and say he's got room to grow in every area. So we look at him as a basketball player that's going to get better under our system and under our coaching staff and playing with our guys.
Yeah, Jordan, I watched all 5 Oregon games in the NCAA tournament. It was a great run. You were fabulous. And of course, it ended in heartbreaking fashion. Have you, do you avoid thinking about that, or have you processed it, come to grips with it, and what have you learned from it?
No, I definitely don't try to forget it. I think everybody should play with like some kind of chip on their shoulder, something that motivates you, what you do to like be better. So I think the moment I think you're referring to the NC, like when I missed the rebound on a free throw, definitely want to just keep that with me at all times. I remember things from high school where I missed the block out or I missed the shot or some kind of thing that still motivates me to this day. Like it's definitely going to stay with me, definitely going to push me to be able to become a better basketball player.
RC?
RC Warriors Radio, Warriors.com. Bob mentioned Dana Altman. How much did he have to do with your success in getting to this point?
He's definitely had a lot to do with my success. His coaching style, it definitely was the right fit for me, the way he plays, and then him being such a college coach for so long definitely taught me the game, made it way easier for me. Like nowadays, like with the highlights and the ball is life, we say about the stuff like kids don't focus on like the simple things. Like they want to go between the legs like 30 times and stay in the same exact spot. Like he straight like it's little things like he taught me like that just made the game so much easier for me, and so he's definitely helped me a lot that aspect.
You've handled yourself like a pro up here, by the way. You're doing a great job. I have the last question, and that's coming from me. Has it sunk in yet? Has it hit you yet that you're a Golden State Warrior, that you're a professional player in the NBA?
I think it hit me when it showed me the jersey inside. Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's my name on the back. You know.
That's perfect. Speaking of the jersey, we have the jersey. We're going to do a photo op.
Before we do the photo op, I did have one question. As an Oregon guy,
This is Randy Ritter, by the way.
as an Oregon guy, can you tell me or confirm to us how big Jim Barnett is on campus there?
I'll be moving.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all I need.
Wow. And that's how we ended today.
I'll take that.
As I said, Mike, it's only been 51 years.
All right, wait, just one with Jordan, and then Jim, do come on up
I thought you were joking.
Jim Barnett, class of 18.
Don't laugh. Rick, I said it's only been 51 years.
Do anybody want to get Jordan in a group setting? Come back up here.